My wife's truck, you know, so I know y'all's gonna take it easy on me, right?
It's just an old goner rail.
Let's go for 50.
Yeah, 50 bucks.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
All right.
Let's-
All right, good luck. Be safe out there.
Street Outlaws is one hell of a hit show that takes us in the heart of America's street racing culture. This electrifying show gives us the best view of the American street racing scene in Oklahoma City, often referred to as the 405. The series gained a large following due to the personalities of the racers and the intense competition to be ranked on the list, which represents the top 10 street racers in the area. But there's one racer who's captured our imaginations more than any other, the legendary Farmtruck. Farmtruck stands out as a fan favorite, particularly known for its underdog spirit and sleeper truck that could surprise any competitor with its power. But then, he suddenly disappeared, leaving his fans with burning questions. So, what really happened to this icon of the asphalt? Strap in because we're about to have a deep dive into Farmtruck's life, legacy, and mysterious disappearance from the spotlight.
Congratulations.
Good run, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Badass, dude.
Derek better watch his back because we're gunning for that number 10 spot.
That spot is ours.
Farmtruck, whose original name is Sean Whitley, has been burning the asphalt since the 90s. And just like the de facto leader Big Chief, Farmtruck's roots in 405 run deeper than many could imagine. When kids his age were still learning how to ride cars, Farmtruck was already doing sticks. He started by driving his mother's car and gradually honed his driving skills to become an avid lover of driving. By the time he was 12, Farmtruck was already driving his dad's 1973 Ford pickup truck. Although there is no concrete information about his education, his parents or siblings, Farmtruck started learning car customization as soon as he could drive a car, which shows his undying love for fast cars and racetracks. He modifies cars from being sheer to standard race car befitting, and it's safe to say his modified cars are as fast as regular Formula One race cars. In 1998, Farmtruck was given the opportunity to experiment with his dream occupation when he purchased a 1997 C10 Chevy pickup truck. Through practice, Farmtruck was able to make some of the best customizations. His first major successful customization was a Chevrolet that he equipped with upgraded internals without altering the chassis. However, in 2013, Farmtruck hit a television breakthrough after joining Street Outlaws as one of the original cast members. His involvement in the show was a natural extension of his reputation and activities in the street racing community of Oklahoma City. Not to forget, he had a reputation for his unconventional racing style and car customization. His unique approach to street racing and vibrant personality made him a standout character on the show. One thing he does differently is that he focuses mostly on old car brands, even rusty types. He's known to always race in rusty cars that his competitors often look down on. We can't talk about Farmtruck without mentioning his sidekick, Jeff Boonett, popularly known as Asian. While Farmtruck is low on revealing personal information, he's big on friendship, and his closeness with Asian shows that. Safe to say, Farmtruck's fame in Street Outlaws isn't just about his races. It's also about him and his sidekick's playful but strategic approach to street racing known as fishing. They excel in deceiving other racers into thinking the Farmtruck isn't a threat due to its worn exterior, only to reveal its true power once the race begins. This tactic has led to many memorable wins and has made them fan favorites. The unassuming C10 Chevy pickup that earned him the nickname Farmtruck is a typical example. While the Chevy might look like it's straight out of a farmyard, it's packed with a powerful punch under the hood. This juxtaposition creates a thrilling spectacle, as it often challenges and wins against sleeker, sportier looking cars, much to the astonishment of their opponents and the delight of the viewers. If you're wondering how a rusty car such as the Farmtruck can move at such a fantastic speed, the answer is simple. It is heavily modified with new parts to boost its performance, featuring a custom-built 8-cylinder big block engine, 2-stage nitrous oxide, and a supercharged digital ignition controller. This setup ensures that the Farmtruck can outperform sleeker and more modern-looking race cars. At some point, fans noticed Farmtruck and Asian made fewer appearances, leaving them to wonder what went wrong. Could it be that the duo left the show on their own terms, or were there some behind-the-scenes events that led to their exit? The truth is, Farmtruck and his partner Asian phased out of the main Street Outlaw series, but it wasn't entirely on their own terms.
Even when we didn't bring our cars, we weren't wanted.
Well, it came down to winning for the 405, and some people thought that we were an automatic loss.
They mentioned that they felt they weren't wanted at the race nights anymore, which led to their reduced presence on the show. This situation seemed to stem from the perception that their vehicles, often heavier and less conventional than the typical street racing cars, were not competitive enough against the other racers. One distinctive comparison is with Big Chief's style on the show. In his own case, he favors high-powered, sleek cars compared to Farmtruck's preference for sleeper trucks. In a video posted on their YouTube channel, the duo reflected on their journey in the street racing scene with the 405 group. The duo revealed that they often felt unwelcome and perceived as the underdogs due to their unconventional vehicles. Despite being seen as the weird guys, the slow guys, they took pride in their performance on the streets, emphasizing, "On the street, we did pretty damn good, and we are proud of that." However, they faced challenges, feeling marginalized and eventually pushed out, with Asian noting, "It started feeling dark, and we eventually got pushed out." Despite this, Farmtruck and Asian took the opportunity to channel their efforts into their own spin-off series and other ventures. So, while their departure from the main lineup of Street Outlaws may not have been entirely by choice, they turned the situation into a positive move for their brand and careers in the automotive world. Fans of Farmtruck have been worried about his well-being prior to his disappearance from Street Outlaws. However, in 2016, one of his appearances during the Street Outlaws spin-off episodes further raised questions among well-meaning fans. One side of his face appears to be drooping compared to the other side of his face. Well, the concerns of the fans were acknowledged as Asian later revealed Farmtruck's struggle with Bell's palsy. This condition is a neurological disorder that causes sudden weakness or paralysis on one side of the face, which then causes a drooping appearance and affects facial expressions. What makes this more challenging for Farmtruck is the fact that its exact causes are often unclear. While he seems to have recovered from Bell's palsy, fans suspected that it is perhaps the cause of the eye infection surgery he had recently. One would think dealing with such an ailment as a public figure would deter Farmtruck from appearing on the screen. To the surprise of fans, Farmtruck showed up for work despite being instructed to stay home due to the infected eyelid. During his recovery, Farmtruck shared a humorous conversation with Asian and his crew members about his eyelid surgery and the unexpected use of foreskin in the procedure. During the conversation, Farmtruck mentioned the discomfort he experienced, especially when trying to close his eyes post-surgery. Despite the pain, he joked about needing eyelid reduction surgery and making light of the situation. Rather than let the situation weigh him down, he shared this hilarious story about calling up his buddy Terry for help with something as personal as bathroom hygiene during his recovery. He went on to joke about how he needed binocular help from a friend named Charmin. It just goes to show that even in tough times, Farmtruck's resilience and humor shine through. After Farmtruck and Asian took a step back from the main Street Outlaw show, they didn't just kick back and relax, they shifted gears into their own thing, starting with their spin-off Street Outlaws, Farmtruck and Asian in January 2022. It's like they grabbed the wheel of their own show on Discovery Channel, diving deep into their crazy car builds and races, really showing off what makes them tick. Also, the duo revived their own business, the Farmtruck and Asian shop, turning their passion for tweaking cars into a full-blown hotspot for custom car projects. It's not just a shop, it's like their playground for all things automotive. And you know what? They even launched their own merch line. We're talking tees, hats, you name it, all stamped with that Farmtruck and Asian flavor. They turned their brand into something fans can literally wear. Plus, they're all over YouTube, dropping videos about their racing escapades, behind-the-scenes look at the creative build, and just sharing their life in the fast lane with their 346,000 subscribers. So, even though they dialed down on Street Outlaws, Farmtruck and Asian are still burning rubber, just on their own terms. Now that it is evident that Farmtruck is still up and kicking, we can only hope his health doesn't get in the way of giving the needed dose of adrenaline to the adrenaline junkies. Well, it doesn't look like he's stopping anytime. His departure from Street Outlaws and his health couldn't deter him. What else can? Evidently, nothing.